Good evening and welcome back to our RexFuels channel, where we discuss issues and trends facing the oil and gas industry. If you're new to the channel, kindly like, subscribe and share to stay up to date with the current trends. We have with us today Farjam Behrouzi, Managing Director at 𝐕 International Business Development. 𝐕 is a seasoned international event planner with years of experience working with the oil and gas sector to plan high-profile commercial events, including conferences and corporate gatherings. He acts as a liaison between customers and suppliers. We also have with us Pranav, a veteran of the oil and gas sector and an expert on strategy and marketing. He has held various leadership roles in Total, BP, and APAR. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Zina and Pranav. Really nice to see you, and thank you for the great introduction.
It's a pleasure to have you here today.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So we are again going for your questions, and I'm all ready to answer. It's great to be here again, and it's Thursday afternoon, so it's all calm and quiet, and I have all the time in the world, so fire away.
It's always a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
My first question is directed to Farjam. With the upcoming Dubai conference quickly approaching, could you provide us with a brief overview of the Iranian companies and delegates attending and their expectations from the conference?
Good question. I have to say that ever since we have announced the forthcoming conference, and that coupled with the results for those who took part in our end of February this year's conference, which was held in the Marina Hotel, Address Marina Hotel, I have begun like a good month and a half ago talking to people and drawing their attention to yet another conference coming forward. And we've been overwhelmed with the majority of those people who have been participating in our events, who've come and registered in form of sponsors, exhibitors, and delegates. Running a questionnaire, or basically asking them about what they found more valuable in our conferences, was that the presence of their counterparts and the customers and the great potential on the networking side has been truly valuable to them, and they basically had no hesitation to think about taking part in our event. And that also being in Dubai, which is the closest distance and the easiest traveling method to our conference, has been a great advantage, because all of them think that coming to Dubai is always much easier and more economical than going anywhere else. Whereas on the other side, they meet all the valuable customers and they get to network with the new ones, and also they also see their previous customers and maintain their relationship and their ongoing business. To share more, I like to say that up to now, we've got a good number of sponsors, like about exceeding 20 at least, who are not only exhibiting, but also coming with a few of their staff and also their senior management, who are all looking forward to meet their counterparts and do the networking. And being present in such conference will always give them a better glimpse in exchanging information about the markets that they work with. And a few are there. I think we have got exceeded a good number of tabletops who are going to exhibit and have their tables talk to people in terms of what the companies do and their further developments. And of course, our dear delegates are also joining and registering and enjoying the early bird discount, which basically gives them a more economical way of being present in our event. So I'm looking forward. I think that this is going to go on, and I think we are going to exceed the numbers who were present during the last conference by far, and they are all looking forward to it, and they're preparing themselves pretty much in advance to make that happen.
Sounds like this conference will have a better impact than our last.
Indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes.
And Farzam, if I may add, what we are witnessing here is a very heightened level of interest from new participants, particularly from the rest of the Middle East countries and some of the CIS states and Europe. Also because of the fact that the timing of the conference coincides with the opening of the demand season in the biggest regional market, which is India. So it kind of provides the best timing opportunity to get all those deals back in and get the business development moving. Do you also see similar sentiments there?
I couldn't agree with you more, Pranav. It is August end when the demand is coming back to the market due to the monsoon from the India side. Geographically, those customers coming from different markets all carry their orders, and that is the best time for them to place their orders and receive the cargoes exactly at the time when the market opens. And yes, to give you an answer, all those suppliers, manufacturers, traders are coming with their hands full, meaning that they are taking advantage of the current lower prices to secure enough stock of vacuum bottom for all those productions, be it bitumen or basically the fuel oil companies, as well as the base oil companies. And I forgot to touch on this subject, that even petrochemical companies are lined up and who are coming and registering with us to come and meet their counterparts. And those who, the best way and the best results in the world when you are in business is word of mouth. So these people in the trade have been talking to each other, and I've heard it's what they say, that, if you want to go to a conference where you meet the genuine people for business and you get proper market intelligence, it's our Rex Fuels and Solvex events, which is basically about 48 days away from now.
Well, there's something to look forward to, given that we have heard so much about the conference right now.
Yes.
My second question is for Pranav. Crude prices are falling and globally people are talking about recession. Where do you see bitumen prices heading?
Crude prices are falling, yes, in a way, but this is more of a kind of, they have stopped accelerating further. So we need to go back to December of 2021, where it was hovering between $72 to $80. Now we are at, after this quote unquote, the fall, we are at $100. So they are still at a very elevated range, and the market remains very complex, primarily emanating from the supply side concern, as well as the fears of the demand growth not being as robust. But those are more fears into the future. Currently, we believe that the market is still well supplied at the physical level, fears notwithstanding. And onto the bitumen side, the important thing to notice, as our research desk tells us, that currently what we are seeing, the regional price in terms of the variance between Singapore and the other markets primarily, it is driven largely by the demand side economics of the Indian monsoon-driven low season. So which is just about a month or a week plus away. And thereafter, we'll see all the pent-up demand coming into it. So we do not see further risk onto the downside for the bitumen and quite a significant upside potential onto the bitumen prices, riding largely onto the upcoming demand season.
Okay. Would you like to add to this, Farjan?
No, it's actually perfectly complete, and Pranav always gives us the best insight, and his experience, his vast experience in the past, and his comments on the outlook of what's going to happen in the next couple of months or in the span of 45 days is perfectly correct. And there's nothing else that I could add to it. It's a perfectly clean vision of what's going to happen.
Well, I'm glad that you agree with him. Thank you for being here today. As usual, you all were perfect and amazing to talk to, as well as your insights to the market.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Zina. Thank you, Farjan. It was a pleasure.
Thank you very much for making time for me. And I look forward for the event to come on and probably talk to you a couple of times more before we get there. I want you to know that everyone here is excited to come to our global bitumen conference, and they are looking and they are asking, and they all are excited and they want to see all those counterparts and all those great companies and their delegates from different countries, and hopefully begin a very fruitful and a very successful season ahead of us.
We look forward for the same. Thank you.
Thank you.